what we tend to do is we educate them based on what society in America is going to educate them. So as parents, I believe the first step we should be doing is having a physical presence in our children's education system. Number one is showing up at school events. We are lack of that. You don't see a lot of African Senegalese parents going to PTA meetings, meeting the students' parents, emailing and reaching out to the school, telling them, what is going on with my kids? How can I help my child improve? We don't believe to some degree in extracurricular activities. Most of us, what we do is just go to school, come home, do your homework, and then that's it. You don't even check if the child is doing their homework. And now when the damage is almost kind of done, and the teacher reaches out and tells you, hey, your child is falling, what we do, we want to blame it on the kids. At the end of the day, it is not that child's fault. It is our fault as parents because we did not start it where we were supposed to start. We are the mirror of our children. If our children see us doing those things, they will grow up doing the same thing to their children. And the other thing is mentorship. Mentorship is a huge thing that children need to see. A child that goes to school and have a teacher that is the same color or came from the same background tries more because the teacher has a connection with that child. So that's all I'm going to say.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Semua female. So, you know, okay, so I might guess John, I'm not some benefit either. Welcome to that night. Okay, something I'm trying my name is Yannick Juf, and I want to add on to what she mentioned about the extracurricular activities and knowing the systems because, you know, your parents are like, you used to go to school, do your work, come back home, etc. But don't understand that the extracurricular things that you do after school is what's going to help you build experience and connections so that you can help yourself get scholarships when you get to college. And so those are the small disconnects that happen, and I've seen that not only with my family but other people as well, right? It's a lack of understanding the system and the context. You have to get home and be safe and all this stuff. But I like I mentioned, I wrote Dundo specifically to focus on personal finance for Black immigrants. I could talk about it for hours, but I think what I want to focus on today is how money is taboo in our culture, not only in Senegal, Africa, but in the Caribbean and just Black cultures in general, and why it's dangerous and it's not really serving us. A quick example, I'm part of different friend groups, and each friend group has its own thing. And I have one particular friend group where everybody there is mostly business-minded, and when we get together, we talk about money very, very freely, very, very openly. And what happens is we learn from each other. For example, one of my buddies was talking about how he had to change his investments, and luckily that this is a new investor was only charging him 0.5 in fees. And the other friend was like, oh, I'm being charged 1.5 in fees. It's not a big deal. He goes, actually, so it's really a big deal because that 1.5% is over many years, over thousands of dollars can add up in fees, and you're going to lose that money to compound investing. And so the next day he switched it up, right? And that wouldn't have happened if we didn't have the culture within our friend group of talking about money. And so you take that example and you extrapolate that within our community. How many of us are not talking about money within our families, let alone when we're within the community? And there's an appropriate way of talking about money. You don't have to get into details where it may be, but there are ways to share what our common struggles are, what we're concerned about. And for the most part, 90% of us have the exact same issues and exact same problems, but the problem is we don't talk about it enough. And so, that's what I'll kind of leave it there. It's the taboo piece with money, especially within the community. And once we're able to kind of slowly tackle that as we move along, we'll be able to learn from each other.
Thank you so much. Any question? I know it's something Ramada and they talk about Thailand, school, and have you have any question? I'll start with the question regarding health. I think most of us people are so busy with life, they just forget the health things. What do you think we can do to free clinics? Is it lack of information, or is it that we don't have the right communication channel to make sure we embed the health best health practices into our families and start doing the right thing, right? For example, most of us, we do one check about two to the maximum a year. How do we make sure it gets to our people? I see once a year, for example, during the SenFest, we have a free program. Should we do more? And how can we improve that aspect? I'll go to Ramata. In regards to the education piece, I think, like you say, most of us, we just have a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. I'm lucky enough to have a wife that enjoy going to the school and talking to the school people. But don't you think that's the cultural differences is what is causing the fact that the parents are not going there and being part of it? Or do you think it's just because that's how we raise back home? Because even me personally, I was at the last year of high school where I was sitting with my dad in the shop. He would tell me like, you doing your last year the Lincoln Baccalaureate interview. You were shocked. He didn't even know I was doing my last year in high school. Because Comensala one day though all the time we never had time for it. So we brought that here. So do you think what do we do? How can we change that? How can we change that? Is key, right? And it's such a complex domain that most of us we see like you just have to have a bank account and that's enough, right? So but financial education is I think also the problem we have is it's not part of the education system, right? So how do we make sure we create something right outside of the education system for the community? Do you have any idea what we should do? Or how people can reach out to actually learn how to invest or learn how to bypass the fees that we were talking about, make sure you understand it, how to leverage credits on your home or whatever is available so that you can improve all that. Yeah, I take it to school get the person that you
lack of knowledge and then awareness. This conversation is a platform that the association has, and mostly all the resources are there. Benefit from those resources. I think each one of us, when we take information, we always take it back to our little group because we have a big community, but everybody is connected to their little groups. I think if we can spread the word like that, people will be more aware of what's happening. When you look at other communities, they are so well connected that no information is missed. Everybody is aware. But in our special community, I don't know why we should have been far from where we are now because we have great leaders, we have great people, but the connection is lacking. I think that's the main thing why we have the obstacle.
Thank you.
talking about how to close the gap
Yeah.
with the parents. Yes.
I'm going to say it in Wolof first, because, and then I'll come back to you in English. Laajal bi mooy lu tax waajur yu bëri nekk ñu di dem ci seen école lu doom yi ndax lu ñu jàngal la ndax lan moo tax ci sama xalaat bu gàtt man ak li ma xam mooy ñu ci bëri ragal ñu ci bëri ragal bi mooy langue bi dégguñu langue bi ñenn ñi tam excuse bi ñu utiliser mooy awuma jot pour man boo amul jot pour sa njaboot kan ngay ama jot ci àdduna bi ko loo liggéey mën nga am benn jot 90 jours pour nga dem nga laajte pour sa doom li ka dal ci école bi xëy na ñu jànguñu ko Sénégal parce que xamuñu woon loolu ak suñu ay waajur mais boo ñëwee ci dëkk nga gis ñoom ñuy doxalee nii toogal tuuti nga jéem a doxalaat comme ñoom la ñuy doxalee sama xalaat bi daal. So I believe, like, for me, a lot of the parents are kind of scared because of the lack of language, the language barrier. That's one of it. The other excuse that parents are using, which aches me the most, is I do not have time because I have 2 jobs and stuff. And for me, your number 1 job is your child's well-being, which is your child's emotional and educational well-being. If you cannot spend, you don't have 30 minutes within those 91st days, which is the first semester of your child's education, to reach out to a teacher, you failed as a parent. I don't know what type of job you do, you're failing as a parent. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to speak English to communicate with your parents. My friend who's back there knows the county has a lot of resources that there's a hot language line, no matter what language you speak. Montgomery County has it. You can reach out. So there is no, I believe that it's just because of maybe fear or getting in there, but we need to break that fear for the well-being of our children. Our children are missing a lot because we are not there to help them out. We want them to get good grades, but at the end of the day, good grades are not getting you into colleges. You know, good grades doesn't get you into colleges. It's that because they want you to be good for the society, being there with your good grades and also being there to help the society.
Thank you. So, how are you going to teach them how to invest? That's pretty much my question, right?
So I think most of us, like 90% of us, are too lazy to manage our money, and I'm part of that. I don't want to be spending time thinking about my money and the investments and all this stuff because I want to live my life. And so the question becomes, how can we set ourselves up to be able to be as lazy as possible but still achieve success with our money? And one of the pathways to wealth is to spend time as much as possible automating your financial lives and having a plan and having the right bank accounts and knowing where your money is going. So it's a bit complicated, but the point is the easier you make it, the more you'll be able to stick with that plan over the long term and be able to be organized. The education piece is not only tough for our community, but even for people who are born in America, because it's not part of the education. It is more so now, but not when I was in school. And so you have to put in a little bit more effort, especially being that we're first or second generation immigrants, language barrier, etc. So you have to be super intentional, which is part of the reason I wrote the book, and I try to make it as short as possible so that you get the summaries of what's important so you can do more research on the bigger items. And then we talked about networking and then mentorship. So I personally have about 6 mentors that I touch base with, depending on who, every other month, every 3 months, every 6 months, about anything and everything, because as much as I educate myself, I don't pretend to know everything. And so
other people, so we can do that, and we want them right? Definitely. Question. That's a contribution. I was there that day. I was very, very happy to see that you cannot pick up it because that book touched really, 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 the deepest part of that of our community, especially Senegalese people. So I recommend those of you guys that really have the chance to read that book, to look at that book. And I thank you a lot because reading that book, there are a lot of things that I never made the connection and I never stepped back to see the reality of what we're facing as far as the part that really should be with the budgetizing, the plan, sticking with the plan. We spend more on credit card issue. All those we need to talk about. And at the time, to sit down with my kids, some of the aspects of the book that really relate to the mistake that we made as an immigrant when we came here, try to make sure we avoid those mistakes. So I know I recommended to read the book, I think the kids get some. But I took some of the the part of the book that I think really relate to that, when I help them, growing up because the teenagers going to college and all that stuff, the mistake that we made, credit card issues, spending more than what we don't have, not planning, not budgetizing, and make sure we don't make mistakes. Thank you very much for the book. And I recommend it. Very interesting. I would encourage everybody to try and so I started to learn in 2020 when I was doing and I went through, and the first meeting was like 3 hours. My mom was like, listen. And then after a certain time, what happened was we were able to organize our money as a family, and we were able to be more efficient and transparent with our transactions. We created a family credit card or bank account. All the transactions out there, we tracked it. We were able to be more efficient. So those discussions bring out underlying problems that are or dynamics that are within the family, which is really fun to experience. At least it was for me. But what it does is it also helps be very more transparency in organizational impact. So I encourage, especially those of us who are heads of household, to bring the family together once a month and say, these are our house expenses. This is how we allocate our money, and everybody in the house has a say as to where you think the money should go. And even if you don't make the money, you still are a member of the family, and you just have a say. So I encourage that practice and see how it goes. Definitely. I will come back to a very good point. I will come back to that. You have a question, right?
Thank you so much, Ben. My name is Ben from of the SADMV. Okay, I have a contribution two. Once about Benny's dad, I was thinking about his son education, and I'm sure Ramata will give you about thinking too. I like education. That's why I try to do this little contribution on it. I never have a chance to become a teacher, but I think I should be a teacher. But it never happened. I think I learned about my dad when I was in, I think, second grade or first grade. He started being encouraging me at school. He took part of any meeting. Was elected in the bureau of the elementary school, and that one is in the 70s. It's too long time ago, and we move forward. In secondary school, middle school, same thing. And my little brothers, who was, I think, cadet 18, 19 years cadet than me, he was doing the same thing. He went to the private school, he was in the bureau too. Everything, never missing anything, you see, electing, That's the way he taught me, pushed me to follow his step, to try to do like him. I was teaching all the time my nephew math, problem mathematics, French grammar, everything, because he was part of my life. And it was all successful because I was doing it the way they do. And the second contribution is about your grammar, about your principle. When we say we usually here, we scared to go move forward to go to school or the value of language, something like that happen. But I think for me, my understanding, that is not the point. The point is, I give my own experience. God give me 3 girls here, but I have the chance to get them back home. They went to French school, they went to Arabic school. It was good too. Even from here, by Skype, right? The Skype, I was teaching them back home. If you fail, I have to follow you to see why you fall and then try to correct it. And when they come back here, they were so shy too. But I push them and help them to speak, to know English and can use English as the vehicle to move through. You see, that's I think the little lack of problem. Our kids should go back home sometime. Any vacation time, parents have to send them back home so they know a little bit different than what you got here. You see, I think that's the only point who will help us move forward for everything. I think I don't need to go back in French or in English. Okay? Thank you so much, Ben. If you don't have any time. Okay? Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Another question, right? Yes, I know like to be here and some really good information I've heard and things we talk about with, especially on health, education, finance, people with, but I just would like also to add something to my friend here. Yeah, I know we talk about finance, but I think also in our community, we need to learn and talk about openly about credit monitoring in this country. I think credit is something also very important in this country. I have my brother here that came today, he was here for a month ago, and today when we had breakfast, credit was what I was talking to him about. To teach him and explain him about credit, because I myself have been here 25 years, and I could say for 10 years that I was here, I didn't have no idea how credit works in this country. And I was just telling him today, having money and no credit, or not having money and having the credit is a big difference. And most of us here that I know, my friends and all of us, I myself hopefully, and I know more about credit, or someone did talk to me about it, I would be in a different place today. And I think also in our community is something that I think we should really put also on the table to talk about it and making our people, our children, our friends to understand about it. Because at home, most of us think credit is not good. So today when you go to Senegal, there's somebody, but it's like, no, I don't want credit, I don't want to know that. Because it's the mindset we have. But here, credit is not the same. I just wanted to put that out there so you guys are experts so you know how to lay it out. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your contribution. Will am ku leen di théâtre di leen nettali des histoires du Sénégal ce qui se passe au bord de l'Union wala ci loolu xale yi dafa am solo parce que bu leen bàyyee rek du am lu wax noonu am solo bu bëgg rek ñu insisté loolu portable yi ci xale yi tamit problème la sama zone bu léegi am na solo loolu ñu jéem a xool naka lañ koy defee waaw ñu dëkk nag moom bokkul ak Sénégal ñu fi nekk ci loi kenn ku mu doon mais ñun waajur yi loolu mission la pour ñu mission la boo xamante ne dañ ko war a sax saa su ne jërëjëf loolu laa doon wax. And as a question for contribution from me, only for the book I think that was quite inspiring. My question is, I don't know whether you were able to have some management sessions, but actually in sandwich community, there's a lot of money, but most of the time they spend it when they have to live. It's like the whole year, in 1 year, it's gone. Or this convention or another, we have 5 dresses or 6 that you will try to wear on the same day. In the next day, you go broke. I think we have to teach them how to manage your wealth. Nothing is bad, but know how to manage your wealth. And then I think some of them want to go to bank. They want to go to the bank. And then they say, we have to figure out the importance of when you are here and how you should manage your money, how to invest it. Because instead of giving in the home, give in the bank. And the bank means make sure that you invest it. If you give in the bank without investing it, you get no return. They think about interest is halal, we know that. But know that when the bank uses your money, you get no return. Then they will lose. When the bank invests your money, you should get some return out of that. Therefore, I think we need an education on those issues. I wonder how you are able to take care of these issues that you become conscious of money management and investment at the same time. Thank you.
Ouais, en fait, ce dont on parle de l'accompagnement, c'est très important. Moi, je vois qu'il y a un repéré, je vois qu'il y a un plan de plan de parce que l'association est une fois pour une petite période. Et puis, vous voyez, il y a une fois qui a levé, parce qu'il y a une petite période. Parce que moi, je vois une association. Parce que vous dites qu'il y a un déjà, qui a une association. Je vais la même modalité. Je vais la même modalité. Je vais respecter tout le monde. C'est que je vais participer à lu ma yëg li may jàppal tuuti lenn lu wootee match ma ngi am ak yenn association yu woote mais yow plus de 50 jeunes la nga foog a foog tax parce que kaw dama la def ñëpp mu ñëw ci ko alors que ñëw fii man jeunes yooyu ci kenn donc peut-être kenn ci 50 personnes yoo xam ne moom foofu il faut que le match suñu moto donc y a un problème loolu war ngeen ko xoolaat baax a baax waaye d'accord mais bii mooy solo te bu ñëwee suba ci match bi war nañ mën a ñëw ci mais man loolu moo xaw a jaaxal parce que dem naa ci match bi j'ai vu que y a de 50 jeunes pour yoo xam ne moins de 30 ans ñoo fa nekk mais si bu ma ñëwee kenn donc loolu tamit comme ça
So I have a quick question about education, which I think is really important. I came here at a really young age, and education was really kind of like my way out because I love knowledge, I love to study. However, the transition was really it's not with me a little bit now, right? Good at that. But how can we really have the resources in place and what type of resources can we have for our younger generation making that transition?
léegi damay tënk lu mu wax moom
So you want me to translate now? From what I've never
Just say that.
okay,
You gotta do it for you.
mooy nee na dafa bëgg a xam naka la ñu mën a dimbali suñu doom yi doog a jógee Sénégal ñëw fii moom bu muy doog a ñëw fii xale la woon te dafa metti woon si moom ndax yaa ngi jàng làkk bu bees bi yaa ngi bëgg a intégré société bi te day metti donc dafa bëggoon xam nan la ñu mën a def ñun pour jàppale ñu nar a ñëwaat ndaw si ñëwaat pour jàngale leen mu yombal leen yoon bi sama xalaat bu gàtt te loolu actually loolu ko sama liggéey actually moom mooy kaw yi dañuy def moom boo ñëwee dañuy intégré da ngay jàng ak élèves yi classe dañuy jël 45 minutes génne la jàngal la anglais des fois 1 à 1 ñu def ko à table ak 6 enfants ñuy dem ngay progressé ñu lay wàññi di la wàññi ba après à la fin doo mën ci dara mais moom ci école bi rek lay yem léegi nan lañ ko mënee jëlee ci école bi andi ko suñu communauté mooy lu si sama xalaat mooy mentorship dama koy def ak espagnol damay koy def ak espagnol bi chaque samedi ca foofu parle de school pour parents yi ñu mën a jàngal seen doom yi mentorship bu ñu amoon par exemple ñu suñu communauté 3 nit ñoo xamante ni mën nañu volontaire wala 4 ñu xool xale yuy doog a ñëw par exemple ci dëkk bi ñu ne samedi wala dimanche dinañ ko 35 minutes wala 40 minutes def ko ci Zoom ñu nekk daal def ko ci Zoom jàngal leen anglais base fondamentale anglais par exemple man su ma jëloon tey man damay volontaire chaque premier lundi du mois ma jàngal 45 minutes chaque deuxième samedi du mois je prends 45 minutes loolu mooy benn yoon si weer bi laa koy def toogaat ba beneen weer lu mu ñàkk def mën naa ko def lu mu ñàkk def mu keneen mën na ko def alaante loolu dimbali ko xamante ne day dimbali waaye xale yooyu ndax ñoom tam bu ñu màggee rek naan defaloon nañ ma lii c'est mon tour def ma defalaat ko beneen doomu aadama am gën a so like you were saying that was I did it for Montgomery County for like public school and that's my job. As you know, when Coast Coming has ESL students, you study in the classroom, we pull you out for about half an hour to 45 minutes, either one-on-one or we do a 45 minute training. And the more you excel, the more hours we give, like we let you go until you finish ESL and then you go to regular school. But at the end of the day, that just stays in the school. And then we have a lack of getting that English at home. And like I was saying, I do it at Tacoma Park Middle School as a parent. I took it upon myself to volunteer and teach them every Saturday of my time. And I used to do the same for these people who came in the country, and I used to teach them via Zoom. I'm passionate about education, it will that environment. And what I was saying is for us to help, back to the question, for us to help those people that are coming in, why not create a section that we can have at least 4 people that are willing to give about 45 minutes of their time once a month. I will still get on to Saturday. I can do Saturday and do with the children 45 minutes or up to an hour. Via Zoom, it doesn't matter. I can do it at the comfort of my own home. Or we can find a place to do it. If I do the first Saturday, he does the second Saturday, she does the third one, and so on. It gives you at least 1 hour a month that you're helping your whole community. And by you helping, you're not just helping yourself, but you're teaching that other person that I was here to help you, you are going to give back. And that's how society should be working. That's just what I think.
Thank you. I think most of the discussion was based on finance and how we can, especially what Imam Rose mentioned, and I think Tyler, how we're going to push it, right? I just want to one way to see community volunteers. Now, when we have systems in place, remember the school system is separate part of the county government, in that we provide around 50% of all general funds to the schools. That's under the auspices of the school board. The county said that the county council doesn't have really much once we get the money to the school system. Talking about newcomers, she mentioned just what's within the schools, and that's 600 is in the classroom. That's really not enough. And I mentioned earlier in my speech, the newcomers, when we sent me the letter, we had almost about 68 West Africans, mainly Senegalese, Ghanaians, Mauritanians from North Shore. Actually, I met two young fellows from Guinea-Bissau, from London. And I told my grandfather, Alpha Moro, came from. And Patia, with all Guinea-Bissau, this old flag empire. What we do is we have a department called the Office of Community Partnerships. And that's where you have a Group-based immigrant resource center. Working every resource for immigrants in Montgomery County is within that department. That department has offices in Gaithersburg, in Mid County, and in East County, in my office, in my building, in West Cheney, where not only we provide funding to the Literacy Council, funding to MACARE, which is the English language training program. We also provide funding to the Volunteer Center. They create volunteers. So through that program, every newcomer that comes in and all parents and all students who need that community resource links into that. Now, as I'm listening to you, I'm going to be very honest with you, I really kind of feel because you have reached out to them in the morning to say you have the largest gathering of celebrities in here. I would have had one in every county department here, the Great Center. We provide medical services to the government, which is in Madrid. The government Muslim Community Center has also one of the largest primary care health programs out there. We have the largest masjids in East County that we provide free distribution and we provide a lot of other resources. I would have really organized, I think the first time we did this here, we had a health clinic actually in the room downstairs. So those types of events, we could really do that. We should have had a clinic where we provide COVID testing, COVID shots, and we provide part of our community. Coming about issues about marriage, we also have to understand we come from a culture, and sometimes our Islamic beliefs kind of prevent a lot of folks, most Africans, they don't want to go to my building because they don't want us to see them in the system. Two, a lot of women in our culture would not want a male doctor. Okay. Three, the language issue, the providers, they don't have the cultural competency that is very congruent to the cultural understanding for those people. So part of what we do is we cultural education to the volunteers and everybody has to be trained in order to also understand our culture. America heals our culture, we tend to want to kill. That's a big difference. You did not say that. So we deal with a lot of those challenges. But the systems are out there, and to be honest with you, I mean, myself, and my colleagues, I mean, we need to step back and say, how can I now provide the kind of leadership, relationship building that we have? We have it with a lot of the francophone countries. We talk about the schools. But we're talking about it doing is us work in the schools. But nobody's talking about the new culture in equity. The schools need to come to the community. It's coming to go to where the people are. The old days are over, where the schools are public meetings during the day when everybody's at work. How many of us have gone to board of education? Very good. That's one out of about 8. They control $3.7 billion of the $6.1 billion for the county. That's more money than many of our African countries. So this is bad. We want some big things. At the same time, too, we want to make sure that during elections or when the county executives come into our community, we need to get about 10 to policymakers are the ones with the money. And if you understand planning, it's storyteller is always the winner, because the storyteller is the one that is history. And that's why in planning, we don't listen to the story of the hunter, because we don't have anywhere to tell in the life. Okay, so this is really what I wanted to contribute. So thank you for educating me after being governor for 40 years, because this is kind of teaches me also to take a step back to say, how do I need to make sure now the kind of coming up with good innovative department, instead of the years, complex, you know, I work with
the yes. Yeah, so the whole education around the finance space is we have to be able to communicate with our young people or our kids the value of being able to come to this workshop. So this is, I can not the workshop, but the problem is sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. And so the real issue is how do you communicate the value of learning about money experience, right? That's the one thing. And then the concept of credit, just like other pieces, is really around but with respect to money, it's just one part of your overall lifestyle, right? Your health being one pillar, your education being one pillar, your mindset being one pillar. It's just one piece of making that picture healthy. So overall, thank you.
Little comment about what you were saying. He brought a very good point. So, like, in our community, a lot of people are saying that they don't want to have a their provider. Sometimes the specialist you want to see is the only available that day. They present to cancel, then have the provider see them. On the other hand, male also, sometimes they don't want female to examine them. And when you go to a health center, you cannot choose and pick who's going to see you. You're going to go there, there is a female, you know, like and something. Sometimes it moves them away from seeking help. I think we need to break those barriers. Know that you are here for a reason. This person you see today, you might not see them, you know, like in your daily life and, you know, interact. It's just like a service they give it to you, get your hospital. Yeah, we need to break those barriers if you want to stay.
That's great. Thank you. Give a round of applause to Mandana, and also to Ramada and my girl friend, Nani. Thank you so much for your time. Well done. Well done. Please.
Are you a thinker or a talker? A thinker or a talker?
Thank you. I think my buddy, Yank, what is your dream job?
Oh,
Dream job is to
that one is not.
dream job is to travel the world and just eat.
What you know?
What's that? You want to be the next Buddha?
And so we've been doing this for a long time. And we've been out for everybody.
Thank you.
What I love about the community is that people love each other. One example I give, when we have something that's not going well, like we have definitely, you can see the whole community come together. Sometimes you don't even know the person. If they collect money, everybody will put their money in it to do the burial and send them back home. So the connection in the community is really important. And I love to do social activities like volunteering, helping people. So I see that happening in the community. Every single person that's here and those who are not here, they want to do good. They want to help each other. They want to help their brothers and sisters. So that's what I love about the community. It's a well-connected community. And together we can. That's my philosophy. Together we can.
Give you all my friends for this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you for the time. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your knowledge and everything you have shared with us. So we're gonna finish up with this last panel. We're gonna talk about the panel is the Senegalese diaspora and advocacy for Senegal. So we're gonna call two main leaders of the community. Tata Elise, please do the poll. Beautiful, our mama, our friend, Tata Elise. And we have, of course, our Imam. That is the community advisor, is part of the Senegalese community, part of the SAA, part of Kazama. She's everywhere, from the education, has been here for years and years and years, supporting all the community, all the foundation and association, doing whatever she can to lift up the community. Thank you, thank you. It's a blessing to have you. Thank you so much. And then we have Imam Papangu. Imam Papangu on the part of the community radio host. He is the famous founder in the DLB, doing a wonderful, wonderful job. Now, I'm going to talk about how the Senegalese diaspora is add value to our country, but beyond that, to our continent. So, and Tata, you have the floor, and you go first. And then we'll come back for the Q&A. Thank you.
Merci bien. Nañu gën ñëpp nañ leen bëgg ñëpp di nuyu d'abord mon frère Diego depuis le côté qui est l'université de Diego, la seulement sénégalaise et africaine de diaspora. Su ma ko diaspora la dañu yaakaar ne ñi nga xam ne côté Sénégal mooy ñi nga xam ne Sénégal la ñu fi la ñuy yeewu ci kanam ñu te seen xel yëpp seen xol yëpp seen liggéey ñu ngi Sénégal lañ ko ñu bàyyi Sénégal kanam ñun la tuddee diaspora Sénégal ñu ko gisee nag moo di c'est important soo ko bëggee xam il faut que dafa yaay importance politique importance sociale importance économique parce que impact nekk loo xam ne kii mënu ko quantifier ku mënu ko wax en terme de nombre introduction la rek balaa ñu sànni loolu daf ñu jigéen comme ça moom xalaatam ci loolu amoon na yëg si détail incha allah.
Merci, Imam. Je remercie aussi communauté du droit introduire. Je ne sais pas quoi dire, quoi faire, mais donc, comme je dis toujours, être au service. Je remercie vraiment Ben avec Maudit. Parce que nous devons communauté de surtout la région qui est Sénégal. Non seulement le respect, non seulement aussi l'objectif, mais c'est déjà quelque chose de grand. Nous avons diaspora, comme on dit, imam, les englobés de Bari. Donc, des fois, tu te demandes exactement lan mooy diaspora. Surtout, ñu nekk fii, on se dit, bon, immigré, mais ñu nekk fële de l'autre côté au pays, ñoom itam ñu nekk devenir am de la diaspora. Donc, lan la ñu mën a wax, lan la ñu mën a def pour ñu mën a xam exactement le meaning of diaspora, pour qu'on ait ñu mën a avancer dans beaucoup de choses, surtout aujourd'hui, depuis le début de l'introduction de M. Guillaume, l'introduction que nous avons dans le Nord, exactement, peut-être que le humain, mais on est dans le petit, qui est en train de décider, parce que c'est pas facile.
Le fond du diaspora. Tout ce qui est au Sénégal récemment, avec le mois, il y a une politique sociale et économique. Politique d'abord. Sénégal, il y a un changement, si vous voulez faire de la vie internationaliser le politique. Comme ce qui est niveau de changement Sénégal, il y a un changement de capital. Donc, conscientiser l'opinion internationale, on dit donc, nous devons faire le coup. On ne peut pas le faire. Comme, la manière Sénégal a directrice à l'unité, l'homme pour les vols. On est en synchronisation. Si nous avons une idée qui a l'air de faire le mais il n'y a pas d'effet que ça, c'est mon regard, on va attirer aussi contre la sœur. Quand on a fait une histoire dans la loi, la loi vous donner de recevoir. C'est bien fait. Échange de votre ami, de l'éloigner, qui fait des échanges de lions, n'a pas été. Le cœur doit passer, heureusement, dans les réseaux sociaux. Donc, politique sur un Sénégal, changement, on dit, d'accord, on est sur l'eau. Quand est-ce que ça veut dire que tu connais Hamboulon, quand tu viens au Sénégal, du Bédi, du Tiers. Je vais vous dire, à l'Union, les Sénégal, les Sénégal, 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 le poids économique du Sénégal, du Sénégal, militaire, il faut que nous puissions être nous avons l'importance de l'angle. Après, le gouvernement sénégal a aussi donné des affaires à Tabou. Avec le ministère des Sénégal d'extérieur, c'est un homme, le département. Mais il doit avoir un travail de politique, nous avons décidé. Parce que les politiciens, les xaalis, nous devons xamee que yaakaar ci ñoom ci ko dafa la important pour le baax. Nous devons intégrer la diaspora dans le développement socio-économique du Sénégal. Non, moom mooy ñëpp ñoom fii nga xam ne mais dañoo xalaat récemment xam nga dañuy wax Sénégal dafay dañu màgg li nga doon def mais suñu bàyyiwul ni wax ko fay tax du Sénégal bi nga yaa ngi fay 1% taxe ba di wax am 8 ans yi da ngaa fay 20% taxe bu ko waxee président du Sénégal par exemple laa gën parce que bu bees tax ñoom Sénégal 1% taxe la taxe free léegi 2 ans 3 ans daa fay 10% taxe donc parce que banque bi du Sénégal mais comme ni exemple la xamako kon ñu nekk ñëpp daal ñu Sénégal c'est sûr te gën a bëgg fa dem da ngay ragal taxe yi nga koy ne bos oto am 5 ans 6 ans ko doy mais suñu oto bu bees tax yow Sénégal boo fay tax oto bu mag tamit 1 an 2 ans daa fay taxé 8 ans daa fay plus tax te mu demee yow gis naa ñu nekk fii sama liggéey ak am nañu ko wéy docteur Télé dañu am liggéey ak daal suñu yóbbu ay def ay comment dirais-je contenu bi plus que ça sax ay workshops Sénégal séminaire médical free parce que fii ñoom xam nga am na loo xam ne amuñu ay équipement yoo xam ne am na fi amul Sénégal ñu diaspora bi kon seen rôle bu bokkee ci suqali Sénégal mais il faut Sénégal mais aussi occasion yoo xam ne daal est-ce que da nga ñëw nit ñu koy Amérique am idée bëgg defar hôpital wala dara ñu teg la taxe yoo xam ne daal doon foofu baaxul il faut que gouvernement bi suñu def l'ambassade teew fii dañoo xam ne ñu wax yaa ngi jógee fii bu jógee fii bëgg joxe appareil médical Sénégal te ñu ngi def na taxe yu bëri wala ñu daw noonu te kooku warul nag ambassade wala suñuy defee ambassade toog recueillir information transfert affaires étrangères ak feneen boo xam ne ko war a def comme ça étranger ak américain bu nekk fii am idée yu baax Sénégal yombalal na ko yombalal na mon frère Bédi Sall a ébauché l'excellent projet que le bientôt je salue tout le monde maintenant bokk na ci la suñu maintenant xale yi suñu doon nekk fii mën yóbbu seen expertise Sénégal par exemple mu dem vacance parents bi ok donc am na boursier par exemple rek léegi dañ dem ba yóbbu ko Sénégal daal di nga xam ne xalaat dañ ko yóbbu Sénégal mu ngi ko xëy na muy dëkk mais sama doom ñoo kaa yóbbu su demee Sénégal xale yi ñoo kaa distribué leen xale yi dem suñu village xam village yi tudd nga xam ne kat fii nekk ak dañu am métier et que mais amuñu dara mais jàngal nañu ko ku nekk bañ nekk vacance voyage mais ñu découvrir la réalité Sénégal sama doom su demee Sénégal nañu yëngu benn taal bi ba nga xam ne taxaw ñu dem ci leneen ci village yi yëpp yaa dégg nañu ñu gis nga am ñu ndox nga jàppoon ñu ñu def benn teen bu ne wala dara wala boog teel a ci def lu wala dara xale nga xam ni kat ñu vacance bii ñu Sénégal am na importance ba gis naa amitié yoo xam ne dañ tabax benn école xombo depuis 2 ans chaque année de école bi ñu def tam comme ni yaay taxal sa bopp sax def te loolu nañ def mais su fekkee mos a doon Sénégal loolu doo ko laaj wala Joola soo ko bëggee Sénégal du sotti il faut d'abord qu'on commence à la maison comme ñu koy wax jàngal suñu mag appareil bi day yóbbu ne ñu xam daal yàlla xale bu nekk ci moom Sénégal moom man soo demee Sénégal su mu ñëw mais xale bu nekk de temps en temps dina ci kii cher nañ sax non mais ñu ngay jiyee kii cher nañ sax Macky Sall daal wax bi le Sénégal intéressant bi dañuy comme solution ñu ne wax taxe aéroport ay lii dafa cher bi pour Sénégal itteel dans des comme solution dañu doon mooy jëlee Sénégal wàllu taxe à l'aéroport bon entre parenthèse que ñu wax ni xale yi beneen vacance am initiative def dara ko dañu encouragé ñu donc je devais bien ko xool la parce que ñu nekk dans les zones ñu wax ay des vacances am ay petits projets yu def ko dans les villages dans les petites villes dana tax ñu xam ni seen vacance dara dem rek mais pour intégrer parce que l'avenir ñu xam ne ñoom ñoom Sénégal ci seen bopp yi seen maam yi cosaanu kooku bokk liggéey ñu gën a liggéey bokk na aussi suñu liggéey laa dégg frère ba dañu wax sàmm bokk na si suuf ñu nga xam ne ñun ci du bokk de waaye peut être am na ko beneen tam la communauté est large am na ay chrétien ñu ne musulman mais ni ko agataan na ko ñëpp ñu bokk pour que ça Sénégal mooy suñu xaaj ñu fexe ba dina événement di wax di def ay genre jeune weekend yoo xam ne jënd dañu xamal mais suñu xamante ne le Coran ne passe pas dans le cœur et nous nous transmettre technologie et savoir-faire au Sénégal dañu fexe ba renforcer ko xale yi xamal ne am na chrétien am musulman ñu jëm ko ñu ko organiser xam yëpp nekk na benn xamoon seen biir ñu ngi ak lii ak lii wax donc encouragé di waaye sax nekk ci temps en temps su ñu mën def sa jërëm comme ça seen doom ci des déwén ak 2 ans dem Sénégal am na ñu ko xam ne initié contribution dans le développement du Sénégal. Donc, on a vraiment le projet pour le moment, avec les divinités, avec la personne.
Merci, madame. Alors, je vais contribuer surtout un peu sur les valeurs. Valeurs au Sénégal, les valeurs de la personne même. Parce que là, c'est vrai, nous, d'abord, il faut changer la mentalité. Parce que nous, les grandes personnes, peut-être qu'on a toujours la même mentalité. Changer une mentalité, maintenant changer la mentalité des enfants. Donc, l'enfant, beaucoup de gens demandent déjà, qu'est-ce que c'est vivre ensemble? Parce que même les meilleures familles, même dans la diaspora, on voit des divisions. Division dans les familles, division dans les communautés. Bon, xaw ma ne gis naa la xame naa la dina nuyu parce que xaw ma man je dis ça le plus souvent dinaa gis ne dina ko xamee peut-être que duma xam turam mais je viens vers la personne ak kanam bi day xame naa mais des fois tu as un accueil tellement froid que tu te dis waaw est-ce que benn gaal bi la ñu bokk te dama toog tàmm di wax ne tey muy bàyyi benn wala keneen buñ ne Sénégal yi day dem il y aura qu'un seul bateau. Il n'y aura pas deux. Peut-être qu'on a deux bateaux, c'est parce que nous sommes nombreux. Donc nous allons vers le Sénégal. La mentalité vous changer. Éducation commence à la maison. Socialisation déjà. Les enfants, les disent chacun dans sa chambre. Parce que c'est comme un confort, on l'avait pas au Sénégal. Léegi le Sénégal dem bi nga xam ne bon chacun cherche les immeubles, chacun cherche à avoir ku nekk sa néeg. Ñëw fii c'est obligatoire parce que la mentalité n'est pas la même. À partir d'un certain âge, on a le droit de tenir. Mais loolu, est-ce que war nañu laisser ça xale yi di dem ou bien leur expliquer le pourquoi? Pour que pour l'éduquer, les nuits en vacances, qu'ils puissent s'attendre à quelque chose de différent. Et quand tu vois déjà des parents en vacances, on veut dire tout le matériel américain transporter ça au Sénégal. C'est réel. Mais tout, c'est-à-dire que tu me demandes, pour faire. Parce que moi j'ai vu ça, j'ai vu ça. Pour accueillir les gens de les bonnes différences de vie. C'est une bonne différence. Même everything. Avec ça, beaucoup de gens au village. Moi, je parle de ça parce que beaucoup d'enfants, au Sénégal, j'en vois des effets. Je pense à de mes petits-enfants ou de mes enfants. Jàngal nañ ko dès maintenant pour ñu xam ñu def seen langue ñoom ñooy fóot ñooy lan xam nga ne plus on peut plus porter ça est-ce que tu sais déchirer ou pas tu mets ça de côté ah c'est pour le doit envoyer ça au Sénégal les gens fait comprendre que bu ma ko yóbbu au Sénégal c'est pas parce qu'ils sont pauvres c'est une question de donner. Et en même temps, j'en ai la religion, on nous a appris que la main qui donne, c'est la main qui reçoit. Tout ce que tu donnes, tu reçois en double. Donc, leur apprendre ça, impliquer ça, c'est juste pour la vie, c'est nous. C'est vrai, et moi, il y a une communauté au Sénégal. On contribue beaucoup, mais aussi, on a beaucoup gâté. Parce que nous ne pas de nous. On veut montrer qu'on a tout. Donc, d'abord, ici, nous mettons des freins. Qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire? À chaque fois, il faut appeler. Au lieu de leur parler de la réalité de ce qui se passe ici, on en parlait tout à l'heure, comme quoi que New York a fait voir, Nicaragua, ce qui est dommage, et ce qui est triste de le lycée, parce que le plus important de juger au Sénégal, dans des conditions non réussies. Et pourtant, on a dit, vous devez voir qu'il est plus américain que l'américain. Donc, qu'est-ce que nous devons faire aussi pour la communauté? C'est pas facile. Donc, on parle de l'éducation, on parle de la mentalité, on parle de vraiment changer de voir les choses, surtout au Sénégal. Parce que au Sénégal, il y a le changement, on le souhaite. On le souhaite, moi je suis, comme je peux dire, il n'y a pas de politique, mais je suis pasteur 200%. Parce que je crois au changement. Mais, changement, ça doit venir de nous aussi. Parce que nous, on va éduquer, nous mettre fële, nous travailler que bon. Il ne faut pas tout attendre du gouvernement. C'est un travail. Et nous, on va voir le coup tout à l'heure avec Yannick. Ça veut dire qu'on l'aider, d'accord, et après, quand on voit, la femme sénégalaise est très élégante. C'est là le but de l'aider. C'est de donner ce qu'on a fait, sans le dire. Mais il y a des conséquences. De nous prendre souvent dans les familles, qui est pas les dons. C'est un chef de boulot qui te coûte, c'est pas combien de dollars. C'est bien une reconnaissance. Donc, on n'a pas qu'on sorte, tout sort de nos familles, dans le riche de pain, à 1 litre de lait sorti. Il ne faut pas aussi que la communauté de mettre SenFest. Il ne faut pas aussi mettre aussi les grands donateurs, non, mais des éducateurs et des rassembleurs. C'est tout un rassemblement en éducation. Donc, bon, je crois que la diaspora a une grande partie de l'imam affaire ministère de l'extérieur. Pour le dit, il faut que l'on puisse parler, taper sur la table, pour qu'on puisse choisir les ambassadeurs, les consulats, parce que en ce cas d'identité, c'est tout un problème. Moi, mes petits-enfants, depuis 2020, ils ont un carte d'identité. Parce qu'on n'en parle pas. La dernière fois, on est parti pour chercher un passeport, impossible de l'avoir. Donc, nous, c'est des trucs que nous, le gouvernement, nous aussi, laisse tout pour qu'on puisse avoir des facilités et on va c'est pas témoigner, mais c'est un droit. C'est un droit pour famille, et c'est à nous, communauté aussi, de voir le bon pour faire des pétitions. Je vais finir la famille, ils ne font rien du tout. Ils vont unir nos familles, ils vont travailler pour tout le monde. Parce qu'il faut que les mettent belles. C'est surtout ça. Il ne faut pas qu'il y ait des partis pris. Parce que xam naa la danaa la dimbali xam nga la duma la faale. Man par exemple, je vais dire haut et fort. Xam naa ne sama keesaa bi man ak moo di wax ñu yaay la. Je ne peux pas le dire là. Pourtant, sama yaay jaay na sant. Mais chez nous, le sérieux problème, c'est quand je suis venue aux États-Unis, la famille voulait. Parce qu'au Sénégal, ils nous demandaient de me former, et je me suis toujours battue. Je me suis dit, on va faire un autre pour voir la clinique, comment dire, voilà. Mais non, Sénégal n'a pas fait les choses dans le pays. Donc, vous voyez, donc, quelque chose de famille, nous, diaspora, on a la chance de venir ici, de vivre deux cultures. La culture américaine, am na culture baax, am na ci lu baax, am na ci lu wax ne moom yàlla xam doole yi. Au Sénégal aussi, mais je crois qu'il faut faire le juste milieu, ñu di doxal suñu communauté, di waxal avec nos enfants, di leen jàngal loo xam ne c'est pour demain, c'est pas pour maintenant, parce qu'on le voit. Xale yoo xam ne on voit dans la communauté des enfants, et ça, on le voit au Sénégal. Donc, c'est un peu mieux. Les autres, nous faisons un million de personnes. C'est les mains dans les poches, les bras dans les yeux dans les yeux. C'est le monde. Mais si on a un jungle, peut-être c'est notre culture. Mais pour que nous soyons du monde, nous avons fait un donc, on a biir kanam dafa dëgg. Donc, mooy il y a des choses yoo xam ne ni bon ñun diaspora bi moi je parle surtout de la communauté parce que fii la nekk on vit ici mais loolu yëpp savoir aussi venir de la maison pour mun a dem ci xale yi qui sont les grands de demain qui sont l'avenir de demain pour nous changer les paris et c'est ça qui va faire aussi un bon Sénégal parce que si nous allons là-bas avec nos mauvaises habitudes on va rien changer. Mais parce que nous, les catholiques, on ne sait pas encore, parce que l'éducation même au Sénégal a changé. Parce que comme il y avait, et le bailli, tout est normal, tout est normal. Tout ce que nous devons faire, c'est montrer le bon exemple, nous, les catholiques, en tant que diaspora. La famille de au Sénégal, nous n'avons pas changé, nous sommes toujours les mêmes. Donc, nous avons les opportunités avec tout le monde.
Thank you so much.
Every day, they have a if I get pizza, they have a team with Hamla and Hamburg. The students and they got like very young. Could you form the agony day? Or would Kibati a non that is solid neck malaise. In the book of your problem, you got a pretty capsule, and then that's for a person. The ambassador, Ham Moikan, Hamia can Ham, you take it, no young, and say, woman, them.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Give a round for Ivan. Thank you. Vraiment, bien amélioré. Papa, itu, dengan imam, dengan Aisyah, imam nyom, lalu yang dah kami judge, beli, punya, sekarang solat, Indonesia. Alhamdulillah sampai yang thank you so much. This is we're gonna go to the question, right? So
Assalamualaikum. Imam, ñu lay jaar. Dafa amoon ay quelques questions yu ma xaw a jaaxal ne bi ma ñëwee ci dëkk bi donc comme nga jàng tuuti donc comme que yow na fi nga nekk te yaay imam te imam defe naa ne moom sama mère la laaj bu teewee war nga xam ne tuuti mu laaj ko. Mais tamit Sénégalais yi nekk fii tamit am na benn institution ma leen di jox mooy ay boy yi ay jàmbaar lañu parce que surtout booy jógee ni quoi waa xaw vraiment ñooñu ay jàmbaar lañu parce que boy yi fii la ñuy nekk te fii ñu nekk man maa ngi dëkk juste à côté j'avoue que tous les samedis sax d'ailleurs man maa ngi toog soxna si mooy togg ceeb jën bu neex ay yaasa wala dara ñoom ñooy commandé ma def ko ci bool nag bu ñu ko yóbboo daawul moom lañ koy teg plus de 15 personnes fa la ñuy lekkandoo tous les samedis mais boy yi dañuy liggéey 24 dañuy liggéey comme c'est pas possible doo daal lañu def vraiment ne la ñu ngi ci gis seen bopp parce que moom mooy des fois ñi 150 par jour dégg nga par ñi 1000 la ñuy am par semaine bon wala ñi 800 ñi nangam bon ñu ngi rayante parce que dañuy dawal vélo wéru wére bon man li may jàngal fii mooy dañu naan bala nga naan naam nekk Sénégal dañ ne lu ndaw la ci biir Amérique Sénégalais yi ci nekk communauté bi lu ndaw la ci biir Amérique mais man li ma xaw a jaaxal mooy dama xamul parce que association yi ngay gis moom plusieurs associations quoi ñii fii ñii fee ñii fële bon jàkka ji jàkka jee jàkka jële bon je sais pas xaw ma nag association yi ciy def ci bari boobu da nga war a bokk bu ne association bu ne ou bien benn association bi moom moo fi nekk boo xam ne fi nga war a mën a bokk wala je sais pas vraiment xaw ma donc loolu bëggoon naa laaj ba xam dëkk bi dañu boole nekk benn association wala y a plusieurs associations parce que tamit dama naan li ndaw si wax rek gaal gi benn gaal ñoo ko bokk ñëpp donc naka la ñuy mën a def tamit ba loolu am donc imam yow moom defe naa yaa ci xaw a xarit donc loolu ñu ngi koy laaj loolu xaw na ma jaaxal tuuti quoi.
jërëjëf.